Welcome to St John's for the weekly update as we approach the fourth of the Sundays in Advent as the run-up to Christmas intensifies. Today we've got a detail of David Bin's painting of the Magnificat, because Advent 4 is when we focus on Mary and Joseph, depending on which year in the cycle we're up to. Mary and Joseph discovering that they were to have Jesus. And this one portrays Mary doing a dance as she sings the Magnificat. My soul magnifies the Lord. We are certainly living in complex times. The border reopening is going to add a huge layer of complexity to our life. In Queensland, we have basically been living COVID-free for the best part of these 2 years, and we can see from the experience in southern states and other parts of the world that that situation will deteriorate rapidly. And here we are just a week out from Christmas. So as we've been discussing over the last few weeks, the Cathedral chapter has decided to implement a COVID-safe policy for the Cathedral because it's a place of high density when people gather, which makes it equivalent to a nightclub or a cafe or an indoor entertainment venue. So to that end, as of tomorrow, Friday, which is consistent with the rest of the health directives, it will be a requirement for people to be doubly vaccinated to come to the Cathedral or to possess a registered exemption. The details of how all of that applies, because the policy is obviously quite extensive, can be found on the Cathedral website. It will also be published in monthly notices and in service notes. It's a very complex situation, as I say, and in some ways the simple solution would be to just have a hands-off approach and say, well, whoever comes wants to come. But that's a simplistic answer to a complex situation, and simple answers to complex situations are rarely correct. And to do that is simply to say that the vulnerable have to work it out for themselves, rather than us trying to create a safe place for the vulnerable. I really do want to thank members of the community who have been dialoguing with us over the past few weeks for the words of encouragement as we've tried to negotiate this very complex space. But the new rule does come into force as of tomorrow, Friday, the 17th of December. And as we have been advertising over the past few weeks, if you need help to get a copy of your certificate or to get your exemption registered, please be in touch with the Cathedral office because we are more than willing to help you get your certificate either onto your phone or into your hand so that you can move about more freely as COVID comes amongst us. One of the significant precautions we can each take as we move into this more complex COVID world is the wearing of masks. The clergy team has decided that as of Sunday coming, the fourth Sunday in Advent, Sunday the 19th of December, we will start wearing masks for the entrance and the exit while distributing communion and when dialoguing with people. It's not a mandate here at the Cathedral. We suspect that the government will introduce mask wearing in the next little while, but we would encourage you to wear a mask because the evidence is clear that even a cheap mask reduces the rate of infection by 50%. So every little thing we can do helps. So if you'd like to wear a mask, please do. The clergy will certainly be doing that from Sunday. And we are, of course, approaching Christmas, so there's lots of late Advent, early Christmas stuff happening here at the Cathedral. Holy Hermits Online on Friday night have what they call a quiet Christmas, which is the equivalent of Blue Christmas that we held in face-to-face mode on Tuesday, just gone. It was a very powerful service. If you missed that or would prefer an online offering, please find yourself with the Holy Hermits on Friday evening. You'll find details on the What's On page of the Cathedral website. And while you're there, check out the Holy Hermits website. Holy Hermits are part of this community of faith and have a significant ministry across the world. And then on Saturday evening, the Chamber Choir are offering a paid concert. You'll find a link to the bookings on the Cathedral What's On page. They're offering a paid concert called For This Is Christmas. And then moving on to Sunday evening at 7. Remember, in Advent we have offerings at 7 o'clock rather than 6. 7 o'clock on Sunday evening we have the long-awaited 9 lessons and carols, a wonderful part of the late Advent tradition here at St John's, a very popular service. So it's 9 lessons and carols on Sunday evening at 7. There will also be a second offering of 9 lessons and carols on Wednesday evening of next week. Just a reminder of how popular 9 lessons and carols are. And then just rolling back a little bit to Monday of next week, the girl choristers will be offering a wonderful musical program called A Christmas Tale. Do find yourself at any and all of those offerings. Then of course later next week we have Christmas itself. It should be a wonderful celebration. I suspect we're going to get the Christmas celebration in just in time, and that during January our lives will become far more complex as COVID moves amongst us, and as many of us find ourselves being close contacts and therefore subject to quarantine. Of course, wanting to avoid that situation is one of the reasons why we need such a disciplined COVID policy as we try to keep one another safe. And so we come to the celebrations for this week. We say happy birthday to Greg Meyer and happy 50th wedding anniversary to Desley and Alex McConnell, who are very loyal members of the congregation who join us on YouTube and in dialogue with us. And Alex continues to be the editor of The Eagle. The next edition of The Eagle will be out in the next little while. And fortuitously, it looks at the whole idea of complexity. And so that will help us in our conversations as we move through the COVID pandemic, the next stage thereof. Thanks for being part of this cathedral community. A reminder that we do have lots of online offerings for those who are unable to attend the cathedral. You can participate in worship, you can join us for coffee, and you can join our study groups. Peace be with you.